Lagos. Morning, Rotus.
Let's try that again. Go ahead. I think your mic was down.
Yes,
Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning.
There we go. There we go.
Very soft-spoken. Thank you so much, Bumi. Now, ladies, if you'd like to join the conversation this morning, please feel very free to send your messages to WhatsApp. Our number is 0809 4440981. If you'd like to send your message to our Twitter page, it's at Smooth91FM, and you can use the hashtag Business Express 981.
Right, thank you. So as expected, we pretty much all expected this. The stock market was indeed going to drop. Although a few people are arguing that this was just profit taking and it had nothing to do with the postponement of the elections. But either way, they're not mutually exclusive. Market dropped yesterday 1.6%. In fact, at one point yesterday, the market was down by 2%. I think it rallied a little bit. So 1.6% drop. I think we lost about 97 billion in market value. 32,190 points is where we closed. Still, the month of February is up by 5.3%. So far this year, we're up by 2.4. Just 12 gainers, 37 losers. Transcorp was the top loser yesterday, down by 9.94%. Presco was our top gainer, up by 10%. So, Bumi, missed you. How has the money market looked? And I don't know, maybe you can throw in reactions to, at least for this fixed income space, because we spent a lot of time looking at the equities space yesterday. How have things been on the fixed income side of things?
Okay, pretty much quiet.
Quiet, huh?
Quiet, as in, I think most players are adopting a watch and wait approach until after the elections, because nobody wants to take any positions until the outcome of elections are certain. So the security market has been pretty quiet. But as per CBN, they've maintained their tight monetary stance in a bit to keep FX pretty stable.
Right.
They've continued to mop up liquidity very aggressively. In fact, in some weeks, we've seen them take out liquidity to the point of putting the system in a negative.
Wow.
Like last week, we opened in a negative of about 168 billion and closed in a still in a negative of about 60 something billion.
Okay.
You know, there was a normal maturity of about 80 billion, which helped to douse the OBB rates that reached about 80% at the start of the week.
Okay.
But CBN, of course, eventually took that out. They took about 546 billion out. And then what was left in terms of liquidity was taken out by the FX auction at the end of the week on Friday. There was the NTB auction as well. About 153 billion was on offer, but the same amount was sold, so that had no effect on liquidity. In terms of the securities market, both bonds and bills have been pretty bearish because, as I said before, nobody wants to take any position. The bulk of the activity we saw was on the very short end of the yield curve, particularly the March and February maturities, which we witnessed sell-offs on those maturities as players in the market tried to sell off those instruments to raise short-term liquidity to fund their bids at the primary market auctions.
Okay.
That's the MTB and the OMO.
Right. I
anticipate that things will continue to be this way until results of the elections are out. So even though the elections were postponed, it didn't really have much of an effect on the market, as people were already not willing to take any positions anyway. So they've just succeeded in postponing when foreign investors or other local players come back into the market. That's particularly.
Okay. And I mean, you've been away for a little while, just to help out those who haven't heard your update. Again, you're just talking about, as far as liquidity levels, the CBN is just controlling the amount of money in the system.
Banks, yes.
Right, and of course they're using their weekly or bi-weekly auctions to do this. Yes. Okay, cool, excellent. So it's been pretty quiet essentially in that space. Yeah. Okay, all right, good stuff. Okay, Jibs, you sent a question yesterday. I like the homework you guys give me on this show. It mixes things up.
And
so
you're very diligent.
Yeah, Now, I must answer. We have to answer to our listeners. So Jibs sent in a question yesterday on some freelance sites. This might also interest anybody else that's looking to bring in any extra income. If you are into, I guess, software development, or you're a writer, there's certain websites where you can go and submit your work and you can get paid for it. So he was asking if they were legitimate. So the three sites that he sent in were Upwork.com, Elance.com, and Freelancer.com. So Jibs, I'm happy to report that they are legitimate. Upwork, they've got recognizable partnerships with brands like Dropbox, General Electric, Airbnb, and Microsoft. So Upwork.com is a legitimate site. Funny enough, Elance, used to be Upwork. So if you go to elance.com, you'll be redirected to Upwork. So there was some kind of switch in 2015. So it's the same website. Freelancer.com is the same thing, another legitimate website. In fact, they're a competitor with Upwork. So it's legit. So if you're, I think, in fact, freelancers, they're more general. So they do writing and I think digital marketing and in addition to software development. So if any of you out there is looking to make some extra change, you can head onto those websites and try to raise some funds. So Jib, thank you for your question. Again, we take all questions on this show. If I cannot answer it today, I will answer it on feeling it the next day. All right.
Now, if you have any more questions for Rotus, you can send us a message on WhatsApp 0809 4440981. Rather, you can use Twitter as well, and that is @smooth981fm. Use the hashtag BusinessExpress981.
Yes, indeed. And I see
Cyril
has added another one.
Added another one. He said you can add Fiverr, that's with the .r.com to the freelance list.
See?
Thank you, Cyril.
Thank you, Cyril. Our listeners are also analysts on this show as well. All right, Bumi, an interesting story here from, again, still revolving around the elections. IPMAN, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, said they've directed their members to reduce the petroleum pump price from 145 naira to 140. Why are they doing this? What's going on here? So they were feeling sorry for us, or what's happening?
While I think it's laudable, I don't think they'll succeed.
Yeah.
They're trying to cause people that traveled to come and vote to at least come back again, because they are anticipating that with the reduction in pump price, transportation costs should be cheaper.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll succeed. Why?
Okay.
In Nigeria, prices are sticky upwards,
Right.
meaning that we are quicker to react to increase in prices than to take prices down. They are going to use moral suasion, as best as I know, to persuade their members to reduce pump prices. But most petrol stations are privately owned.
Right.
I mean, they've made estimations, projections based on 145. So should they reduce their prices based on INEX inefficiencies? And how would they even be able to monitor petrol stations reducing their pump price?
Right.
And then beyond that, I think most people that traveled all the way to wherever they went to vote will need more than a reduction in transportation costs to get them to want to vote again.
Right.
So I don't think this, while it might be laudable, will be enough to
entice people to want to go out again.
There has to be something at least a little bit more.
And I think the band, when this pump price was increased, the band was supposed to be from 135 to 145. I believe, if I remember correctly. But everybody, as you said, they went to the maximum side. Anyway, so thank you, Ipman. I don't know, I haven't seen it. I bought fuel yesterday. I didn't see any change.
And the funny thing is that they didn't even put it's open ended. Is it in perpetuity? As in, should they reduce the price to 140 till after the elections or beyond? They didn't state that in the story. So I think
it's like a PR thing.
Yes.
Right, now Gbenga has a thought on this one. He says, does Ipman have that authority? I believe it's an exercise in futility, although we know some stations sell at 140, but enforcement is impossible.
All right, Gbenga, thank you for that. Repeating Bumi's thoughts there. Okay, still on oil and gas. I did mention I will be looking at the price of oil from time to time. Bumi, we saw a jump, a 3-month high in crude oil as of yesterday. I think it jumped to $66 per barrel, which is good for us, I guess. What are the factors behind this? What's going on in the global space?
So I think Brent crossed the $66 mark, while WIT crossed the $56 mark. Basically because of the sanctions that the US has placed on Venezuela and Iraq.
Okay.
So this has caused the prices to jump.
I think it's Iran, actually.
Oh, sorry, Iran.
Iran. Yeah.
And then, OPEC has, since last year, has decided to cut production by about 1.2 million barrels per day.
Right.
So all of this has served to cause a hike in crude oil prices in the global markets. I think for the futures markets, most people are anticipating that US and China will resolve their differences, and then China will be back in the market for buying crude. So that should cause demand and also further hikes in prices. I think from last year they estimated that on an average prices should be at about $70 per barrel for 2019.
Right.
So I foresee that prices might still continue to go upwards. I think it's good for Nigeria as long as we continue to be committed to diversifying the economy. If we're not doing that, then
are still dependent on just other stuff.
That's not the choice.
We have a few more comments. Sorry, before we
go
go
ahead.
on. Still on the Ipman story. Good morning. Ipman's announcement of 5 naira price reduction is just a ruse. How did they arrive at the reduction template for consumers? Are they regulators? And when will the price reduction elapse? Hashtag hogwash. And this is all Darlington from my papa's opinion. We have a few more here. Happy K says, I beg, who foot the differentials? I hope this doesn't end up in subsidy bucket, Sha. They should keep their bonus. Still on Ipman, many people have a lot to say about this. Henry Manuel says, my friend is the CFO of one of the marketers, and he told me that they can't comply because Q1 projections were done with this current price. Ipman is playing to the gallery.
Just like you said.
And then Stephen here says, morning guys, the reduction is, so answering the question as to the time limit, the reduction is between February 20 and February 23.
Okay, Stephen, thank you for
Stephen.
that. Thank you for that. Okay, still on this election matter, Bumi, the National Assembly, there were a set of bills that we're hoping were going to be reviewed and passed this week. Business Day is reporting that, according to the headline, 2019 budget, the new minimum wage, other bills, which I believe include the, the petroleum industry, some of the other, aside from the petroleum industry governance bills, suffer a setback as NAS, as the National Assembly, postpones their resumption. So this, I guess, this is part of what we've seen. Okay, with the fallout.
You know, I read a report by one of these investment banks. I think it's called The View of a Salesman.
Yes,
I find that very quirky.
He's been on the show actually, daily,
you know, and he said, okay, this is his prediction. Q1, we will battle elections. Q2, we will resolve the issues as a fallout of the election.
Right.
Q3, we will employ ministers and all whatnot, and then Q4 is where we'll actually get into the business of running economy.
So at the end of the year.
So at the end of the year, we will have done nothing until the last quarter of the year.
Wow.
You know, which is what happened at the
back in 2015. Right.
So things are going as is predicted. I think things are pretty slow. Everything has grounded to a halt because of the elections, you know. So this isn't good. It isn't good for Nigeria at all, but it is what it is. This is Nigeria, as they say, you know.
All right, we have a few more comments on WhatsApp. Don't forget, we have 2 more minutes to go. But Ibrahim here says, reacting to the Venezuelan crisis, we Nigerians should be out there supporting Maduro since this impasse is in our favor. I strongly see this Venezuela crisis lasting for a long time. That way, our $60 projection on our 2019 budget just might be achievable in the near future. Talk about one man's meat. Another man's poison. All right, Rainmaker here has a few long liner here. Ipman should first wake up to the economic reality. Even the 145 naira is at a corrupt subsidy regime. Now they should wake up to Nigerian reality where we're always anxious of a hike in price, and even when the price is reduced, we rarely do the needful. Ipman is just an association. How can they ensure enforcement? They don't even have the rights to determine the rate of PMS. That's the job of
Petroleum price regulatory.
Reduced transport costs won't happen just because of 5 naira slash, and reduction in transport is not enough to motivate an unmotivated Nigeria. Rotus has a question for you.
Yeah, I think so. I should also check on why it's rallying and look at the West Texas intermediate as well. Yes, definitely. Rainmaker always sends us dissertations in his messages. Rainmaker, thank you for your thoughts. They're very much appreciated. Is that how much more time we got?
We have about 30 seconds.
Okay, well, I guess let's read Gwenga's message.
Gwenga says, do you think, reacting to the National Assembly, do you think any serious business can be done in the Assembly until after the elections? So much uncertainty concerning elections. Until we resolve the politics, nothing will be done.
Thank you all for your messages. We appreciate them. Bumi, it's good to have you back.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bumi. Thank you, Rotus.
All right.
You can join Rotus same time tomorrow morning at 6:45 up until 7 for Business Express 981. All your questions and dissertations. All right, Lagos, we'll go on a quick break. When we come back 7:30, we bring you freshly pressed 981. Stay tuned.